Hello and welcome to a new episode of Up Time. So last time I was showing how to make the player victory or defeat more interesting with actual graphics of the scene with the criminal when you kill it or when he kills you, and also how to display some items directly in the scene. So this week it's mostly graphical upgrades, almost no code, but I extended the scene with the dog, so hopefully it's going to be interesting. So I'm going to start by showing the code change. Actually, in the diff view. So we have one more picture with the dog attacking, and it's added to the build script as usual. So I did the same thing with the dog that what I did for the criminal, where 342 is the criminal attacking you, and 242 now is the dog attacking you. And the picture of the dog is there. But to not spoil, I'm going to show that in the game. And as you can see, I also did a significant amount of graphic change. And in the game, I did some text change as well, because it made no sense in the game. So you are in a dark forest, now you are in a wooded avenue. And instead of a beautiful garden, it's a relaxing Zen garden. I also fix something which appears during the testing, which is you can go east to reach the house, but from the house you can't go west to go back to the garden. So what I did is that I removed the east direction on the code that goes there, because it makes no sense. I also added some color change when you die or when you lose. So instead of being on blue background, it turns to red. And in the specific case of the dog attacking you, I load my new picture. So that's about it for the code change. So on the last week video, I got some feedback, Scalex, which said that there seemed to be a problem with the links in the description of the video in YouTube, which is true. I made so each of my YouTube videos has a link to the various parts. Yeah, here it is. So the link to the encounter game, the documentation of bears to type, the various tools I'm using in the OSDK, on the current forum thread on the Defense Force forum, plus the link to on the SVN repository with all the source code which I upload. And for some reason, at some point it got corrupted, and what I copy-pasted from page to page got replaced by ... in the final part of the description. So that should be all fixed now. Ibisum was happy of the trend, but he pointed out that object draw that way is a dead giveaway. So I did not have time to do that, and I'm going to work on the items at the very end when all the main graphics scenes are done, because the items need to be at the right side with the right color combination, correctly positioned at the right location. And if I keep changing the scenes, it's going to be a major pain. And at this point I will handle with some transition fade background to fix that. I also did some email sending. So I've been trying to contact the Intellectual Property Office to get from UK to get some information about how software copyright works, because of course it's not displayed on their main site. And I got some answer, good morning mate, blah 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 blah, which actually was full of links which did not work because they were pointing some local network something. So I sent a second email, and then they gave me a different page, but basically, yes, it's 70 years for software after the death of the author, which probably means that we can't expect Severn Software to be just magically out of copyright. Which brings the second point. I'm trying to track down the author of the game, so Adrian Shepard. So I contacted the Center for Computing History. They have a few two games from him, but they said that they have no idea and themselves have a lot of problems contacting people, and that if I can find him, they would be welcome receiving the information. So that's all for the question. So let's see what the game looks like now. So nothing changed there, still the same sequence. So let's get killed by the dog. Hello, doggy. So this is one of the new change. So now we have the dog, which Fra pointed out looks more like a bat because of the frontal view. So maybe I should draw a bit of the rear end of the dog. But I guess in the context you get the meaning. And the background is red. So just for comparison, this is what it looks before. You have been killed by the dog is still there. Now you have the exact same thing, but it's on a red background, and you have the big dog attacking you. So I guess it's self-explicit. So my name, yeah, Mike. So we are going to proceed differently. So far, so good. And that's one of the new picture, the wooded avenue. So what it used to look like, dark forest. So that one is a Google image violently converted to black and white, and that one is a new one. It is not finished, maybe, yeah, if we see it all. It's not finished, so but you can see the side of the house here, and at some point I hope that we can see the garden there. And probably seeing the shape of the water well, but it's not there yet. So now we have the relaxing Zen garden with the east exit suppressed. And what it looked like before, that was this mass of pixel. Now it looks like that. I decided to do it pseudo-Japanese Zen style because it is very hard to make vegetation looking good in 240 by 128 monochrome. It really fast look like mess. You can see these things here, shrub trees. It's not awesome, but yeah, could be worse, I guess. Another difference here is that I'm starting to display to try to get the outside of the house to match the inside. So now we have windows there, which we still see here, and I added that just to give some visual contrast. So the lawn tennis court. So that's the only difference. White wall with windows. I think it looks much better. The perspective is a bit wonky. I may have to adapt that later, but all in all, I kind of like it. So we continue here. Same thing. Fish pond. All we have, it's the window, plus I added some small scratches, you can see there here. Now there's been some small cracks here and there in the corners, just one pixel here and there removed, and it looks a bit less perfect, which I think is better. And for the windows, this is a window of the gaming room, which we are going soon, but before we are on the tile patio. So that one was kind of difficult because based on the orientation, it's dark. It's supposed to be dark there, but it looks a bit very messy. So I added the small walls, which where's the tile patio? Bad window. Yeah, so it looked like that. Now it looks like that. And this is the south direction to go to the sun lounge. So basically, this is the small wall here. I'm going to modify this picture by scrolling it down a bit, so we can actually see the top of the wall and a part of this picture there, so to get a better view of where we are. The next change is this room, the gaming room. I really have problem today. Games room. So, as you can see, I scroll it down, and the reason is that I drew the two other rooms, so we can see that one from the two other on the back. And it looks a bit uncontrasted, so I switched that to black, so it looks more strong. I added some things at the bottom of the walls, and this is a window you see from the fish pond. And now we are in the dining room, and the dining room used to be also a Google image picture. Now it is a real picture with a table, and you can see the gaming room in the back. That's Windows 1, Windows 2. Here you have the cutlery you can take, and the meat. And the bread is going to be drawn there as an item as well. So I can actually get the meat because I will need it. And this is a lounge, and the lounge looked like yeah, that was the last of these pictures. So now you can see the 3 levels of things. The most observant among you will have noticed that this is lamely ripped out of the library, and this is an expanded table of the library painted to black, and this is mirrored of that one. That may change. Maybe I want to have a nice leather sofa, but that was a cheap way to have something done which did not look too lame. And I think that gives a decent view, and we have the 3 windows, which makes sense with the external view. And here I need to add a door, because if we go east, now we are back to the entrance hall. And I don't have any weapon, so I'm going to do throw meat. Dogs eat meat, which now allows me to go up. Nothing changed there. And this is the first change. The main landing. Yeah, this was white without anything, so I added some gradient here. And now instead of being some white nondescript thing, it's some kind of shiny black leather, which I guess does not look too bad. The East Gallery also got some change. Mostly contrasting thing. I still need to add things like some painting, maybe some thing to attach the towels or the clothes, or maybe some, not know, some chair with some books, thing like that. From there we can go to the south to the child's room, which is also one of the change, the child bedroom. So it used to be this semi-mirrored box room, and now it's child room with some Pac-Man, Robert, Galaga on some space inspired decoration on the high score of 300. I guess it should be obvious what it is. So was there anything else? The map, obviously. Yeah, so there's some minor change in the vegetable plot here. Yes, so I'm going to get killed so I can restart. And same thing, it turns to red. And let's see if Gun McFace got registered. It's kind of truncated, but yeah. Shot by a tug, knee, mat, gun face. East. North. So, narrow path. I'm trying to complete the scene. So now you can see the small house from far to get as much possible information to the player. So the open area of tarmac. Same thing, you just added a house with the two small trees there. So nothing changed there. I will have to get a west exit. So the vegetable plot, which is, yeah, so I will need also to add some black here to match the bottom of the house style. And same thing with the apple orchard, with the small cracks and a dark wall. Is there anything else? Game room, window, saloon, is Gary, narrow path, main landing. No, I guess that's it. Let's zoom out. So, yeah, it's mostly these changes. Yeah, so that's it for today, I guess. So I'm continuing to try to find the author. If you have any question, so assuming I managed to get in touch with either Mike Howard or Adrian Shepard, is there any question you'd like to know? I was thinking about how do they come with the idea for the game, how long did it take in average to make such a game, why did they stop, is it because of Oric closing down, could they not try to move to a Spectrum, Commodore 64, this kind of thing. Maybe if they have pictures from the time out there of the office, if they had an office. Yeah, that's basically the kind of thing I'm thinking. But yeah, if you have any other idea, just tell me. Same thing, if there are things about the game you think should be done, just go ahead and tell me. Yeah, that's it for today. Hope it was interesting. That was the latest of the big refactoring for the graphics. Now I have all the base scenes. Now I just need to make it consistent all over the place. Yep, bye!